Hello and welcome to the Life Waves practice. My name is Sarah Bainbridge and I'm passionate about helping you achieve total well-being in our modern world, helping you to feel fabulous. So what I'm going to talk about today is just that general question of why am I tired? So tiredness is possibly one of the number one complaints that people have. Certainly with clients that I have coming in here, all sorts of things going on, but one of the general things that tends to run through every conversation that we have is that they feel low on energy, they feel tired. It doesn't seem to matter how long they sleep, how good a night's sleep they get, they just wake up in the morning feeling tired. And research has found that actually it's the number one thing that people search for online. So on the health advice websites, for instance, tiredness and a lack of energy is one of the number one symptoms that they're seeking advice on. So I think it doesn't take a rocket scientist, does it, to identify that actually although our lives are supposed to, we've got more help, we've got more technology, things that should actually be helping us work less, work smarter, have more leisure time. It doesn't seem to be like that. And in fact, that technology and that hectic pace of life is actually creating stress and does make us tired. Everybody's on the go all the time. It's just the nature of life. You're contactable all the time. You actually have to respond all the time. It can make us tired. So obviously that has an impact, but actually there's a deeper meaning to that tiredness, and it's probably something that you haven't considered. So in fact, a lot of tiredness that people experience is actually because they're toxic. So they have a chemical overload, really. So there's lots of things out there, and again, that modern life is just increasing that chemical overload. Chemicals in our paint, in our homes, in our furnishings, in new carpets, the products that we use, the drive that we have to have more energy efficient houses usually means that they're sealed. Office buildings, for instance, are sealed, so they're full of this chemical overload, but it can't escape anywhere. And all of this has an impact on us. Now, the toxicity, the pollution itself isn't necessarily an issue, because actually the body, if it's working at its optimal best, has all the processes, all the mechanisms in it designed to deal with that toxicity, because, life's life, there's things out there in the wider environment that aren't that good for us, so the body is designed to deal with them. So that's great. Problems arise when it becomes overloaded, and that's an indication of modern life. There's more and more and more of this that we're exposed to. So those complex, very delicately balanced mechanisms that the body uses to keep itself healthy, to detox, become overloaded. And of course, at that point, they start to work less efficiently, should I say. And therefore, that they can't deal with the toxicity builds up more, those processes become under more pressure, work even less efficiently, and as with everything, you start to get into that vicious circle. So how does this link with tiredness? Well, for the body to deal with that toxicity, it needs energy. That's how the body works. Everything that the body does requires energy. So again, you can start to see why, if it has a burden of those toxicity, if all its processes are really struggling to work as they should, it's going to take more and more and more energy in order to do that. And that makes the body tired. So this is why you can get that situation where you're doing everything right, so to speak, having a healthy diet, you're taking exercise, getting good, plenty of sleep, but you still feel tired, and it's because of these external influences. Now, the good news is that there's lots you can do about that. Life's life, and as I always say, there's a lot of things out there. It's difficult to control. These things are building up, but it's not all doom and gloom. There are things that you can do to lessen the impact. And again, as you know me, simple, easy to implement, common sense type approaches that you can take to this. So use natural cleaning products as much as possible. you have control over what's in your own home, and you spend a lot of time in your own home. So use natural cleaning products as much as you can, and therefore you're reducing your exposure to toxicity. A quick Google it on the internet. You'll find all sorts of assumingly old-fashioned approaches to cleaning, but these things work and they are so much better for you. So for instance, bicarbonate of soda, there are loads of things that you can do with that. Vinegar's another one, lemon juice, all sorts of things that can have really good cleaning effects but are just so much nicer on us. Air fresheners are a really key one in your home. So a lot of adverts out there. There's a real push, isn't there, to have our homes smelling nice, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the artificial air fresheners that you can buy are just full of chemicals. So try it again and use a natural approach to it. Essential oils are my absolute favourite. So either put some in a burner, but obviously don't leave it unattended. Pop some with a little reed diffuser. So those lovely reed diffusers that you can get, just use essential oils, much, much better for you. Or again, one of my favourite methods, pop a few drops into a spritz, and just spritz the environment, and it just freshens the air. And of course, the added advantage with the essential oils is that you can pick and choose to affect the mood of the house as well. So lavender helps to calm things down. You can create a nice calming environment. Orange will add a little bit of bounce, a little bit of energy, which is really good for this time of year. Use natural products in your furnishings as much as you can. So natural materials are always much better. Again, this can get quite difficult because you are restricted, but wherever you can, try and use natural fabrics. Everything that you do is a benefit to you. One of my favourite subjects, EMFs, so those electromagnetic frequencies, that E-smog, try and reduce that as much as you can, because that is one of the pollutants in our environment. You know everything that I've said about this in the past. Keep your sleeping environment as clear of EMFs as possible. So as clear as electrical equipment, computers. Don't charge anything in your bedroom at all. Consider switching your wireless router off on a night while you're asleep, because you don't need it at that time, and it will just reduce the impact of those harmful electromagnetic frequencies on your system. And again, give it a chance to work properly. And a really, really easy solution to all of this, particularly at this time of year when the weather's nice and maybe you're spring cleaning a little bit, something we haven't been able to do during winter, open your windows. How simple is that? Just open the windows, it lets all the bad stuff out and the lovely fresh air in. How nice is that, and how simple? So I hope those few tips have helped, and you can start to implement a few things that will start to make you feel less tired and to improve your energy.